Hey, you. Yeah, you. Hello! If you don't want to watch on YouTube, you can always listen on Spotify, Apple Podcast, iTunes, or any other podcast platform that you want to listen to. I don't recommend Pandora. Anyway, have fun and enjoy. So this is completely random and completely away from our topic, but I want to give a shout out to this Instagram page.
Nice.
Called shepherd.farm. Me and a guy from work, we've been not obsessed with this page, but okay. I'm just gonna play a little bit of it. Ready? Just like
do it.
3 seconds of it.
Do it now.
Ready?
Hello, I'm Sarah and I'm here to show you a cool ecosystem. So right now I'm in New Orleans in the Garden District and these trees look really cool. They branch. Hello, I'm Sarah and I'm here to show you the Hello, I'm Sarah and Hello, I'm Sarah. Hello, I'm Sarah and I'm Sarah and I'm here to show you. Hello, I'm
Can
Sarah
somebody
and I'm
just
here
give her a mic?
Dude, she's I'm like 99% positive she's on the spectrum, but she just because look, yeah, but every video she talks about her different plants that she's around, and she gives like a massive amount of information based on this one plant in a video.
Oh, she's got that kind.
Yeah, and she's hilarious because every video she starts, she screams, "Hello!" real loud. And then she just, "My name's Sarah." And she goes into it. And so me and this guy at work, we're constantly just walking around.
Hello.
Hello! Just screaming. It's fantastic. So now it's one of my vocal stems. And just like, hello! Just randomly. Would you have been a part of the business plot in 1933?
The devil knocked on doors in Devon and left the evidence in the snow.
When the police responded to a quiet suburban home in England, they expected a family dispute, but they got the most violent haunting in British history. Welcome back to another episode of Tinfoil Testament. We are still three friends in a four-sided room. We have Andrew.
Hello.
But not for very long. And we have Jeremy.
Konnichiwa.
Whoa.
That's a different language. I don't know that.
Yeah.
What's that, German?
Yes. Yes.
No.
They were all part of the Axis powers. Speaking of Axis powers.
Andrew.
He is a fake Democrat.
I am a fake Democrat.
Andrew's, I mean, we've been saying it, but Andrew's going to be in Japan.
That's right.
When you hear this, if you see it live or you see it when it first comes out, he will not be gone yet, but he'll be leaving tomorrow.
Yeah. I'm a weeb. I'm a weeb, as the kids say.
Do you have a...
I'm just kidding, by the way.
He's going to Japan
He's
so
a
he
simp.
can... He's going to get the regional Pokemon that are in Japan only in Pokemon Go.
Every time I tell somebody that I'm going to Japan, I feel like I'm running in Naruto form, and
Naruto.
And I've got my fedora on, and I'm just weebing out.
You should play Pokemon Go while you're there.
No.
You can only catch certain stuff in Japan.
You can only catch certain stuff in America.
You can catch them all.
Yes, and you play in America.
I don't play.
So now you can catch the Japanese exclusives.
Hey, how about this? I bring your phone.
I don't have it on my phone.
Why would he have a phone?
Okay.
I don't play Pokemon Go either.
Okay.
Why not?
What's
wrong with you?
Now, Kenton's phone you could take. He'd probably appreciate it.
He would. Sure.
His parents would probably appreciate it too.
Yeah, they would.
He plays Pokemon Go a lot.
Does he?
Yeah, he was playing the other day just outside.
But, yeah, he's going to come back a Super Saiyan.
Yep, that's right.
With all of his weeb stuff.
Yeah. Oh, man.
We need more, like, good news.
I know. That's why.
Instagrams and
Speaking
everything.
of good news, 1933.
That's bad.
I know. I'm not using that as a transition because this is not good news.
Oh, man.
Oh,
Yeah, I know it's random, but I just thought about talking about her Instagram page because it just popped in my head. It just popped in my head with the intro. I was about to say hello real loud, but I was just fighting it. So, well,
hello.
anyway,
Where's Tinfoil Testament?
so how's y'all's week been?
Did you get a phone call, Jeremy?
From
I put you down as a reference.
if I did, I ignored it.
Ah, nice.
Did they say they were gonna call?
Yes,
I probably ignored it if they called.
nice.
When I completely forgot you said you were gonna do that, so I didn't even. I get spam calls all the time.
Now you're the reason I'm poor.
True.
No, I actually got the job.
Are you gonna take it?
Maybe. I'm gonna let my job fight over it with them. I'm a mercenary. You got more money? I may go work for you.
It's nice.
I'm doing this for no money though. Actually, we made our first $4 and something cents.
Woo.
So whoever bought that microphone through our affiliate link, thank you for that. We've got $4 and something cents. That's actually kind of cool though.
That's fun. Now we just need about 4,000 people to do that.
Go buy some more
Yeah.
more microphones.
So we can start having cameras.
Yes, we're trying to get cameras before the 50th episode. Jeremy, the boss, told me.
We will see on that.
Yeah, not a promise, but
A threat.
I'm going to Japan and spending all my money. So,
On a camera. The land of Sony.
yeah, I am going to.
go get a digital camera. They don't do physical anymore.
Well, I am going
What?
to go to.
Physical.
They don't do physical cameras anymore.
Do you know what I'm referring to, though?
No, I'm lost.
They're claiming that their games won't be.
Oh, yeah.
They're doing digital only, and so everybody's upset with them. So
If Sony didn't make such other great products, we would. Like, they do stuff like that, and then they have great things that they do. Like, they have great cameras. So far, Spider-Man's been pretty cool. I'm kind of hyped for the next one. And then they go
We're gonna go
off-
see it, right?
I want to.
We're gonna go see it, right, Andrew?
There's my
When's it coming out?
Micah. He's wanting to watch it in Japan. So we may or
So
may
you're
not do
gonna
that.
you mean you're gonna read the bottom?
No, there will be no
Oh
subtitles.
yeah, they won't.
It'll be in Japanese. And I said, dude, we won't understand any of it. He said, I know it's going to be amazing. It's like, brother, he's wanting to do it. I doubt we will. But
Is it going to be out by then? Oh
Is
yeah,
it?
yeah, it is. I forgot. I'm thinking it's still June.
Did I see things, or is the Punisher going to be in it?
I don't know.
Don't know. I stay away from trailers of movies I like.
Okay,
or want to
because
see.
I saw a trailer popped up on the TV last night at the restaurant I was at, and I wasn't paying any attention to it.
July
but
31st. So
it was literally right in front of me on the wall, and I was looking at the person in front of me, and I just kind of happened to glance up as that last millisecond of what I thought was the Punisher on the screen. So I don't know.
It might be like I haven't even seen. I guess it's a good thing. Deadpool,
me either.
the latest one with Ryan Reynolds, Hugh Jackman.
Yeah, I haven't seen that one either.
Apparently Brad Pitt's in it, but like for a split second, he's
Yeah.
the Vanishing Man, and you only see him because he gets electrocuted and dies.
Yeah.
I hope they don't do
that.
Punisher like that, because Punisher was a favorite character of mine growing up.
Yeah.
But speaking of favorite characters,
1933.
1933, the
Okay.
year of our Lord and Savior, George Washington.
Okay.
The fourth.
So before I get started, I'm going to say where I'm getting this information from.
Before I get started, I'm going to
Because
say, hello.
Hello.
I thought that's what you were going to say.
You just made a whole trigger for us.
So this is from Yesterday's America. the article that I'm going to be reading from is from that. I want to give them credit, and I don't want to get sued. So I'm not. I'm not plagiarizing, but
Ninjas or butterflies plagiarizes us. We don't sue them.
Yet.
I'm not going to read like word for word on everything.
Dude, they copied us again.
Every week, it seems.
For their 200th, they had their wife bring in a lawyer, just like we did.
Oh, I was like,
we had that planned.
We did it first.
We had it planned that on our 200th, your wife, because you will have a wife by then,
would sue us. Sorry. I just go on.
So the business plot of 1933 is all about when we almost had a coup in America.
We have them every day now.
Yeah, we pretty much.
We almost had a coup. Supposedly.
That's a pet peeve of mine, and I'm glad you said it right. Supposedly, not supposedly.
Okay.
I hate it. Don't ask me a question.
Hello.
This is
All
going to be
right.
a short one.
Shutting up now.
So, in 1934, a colossal claim reached the American news media. There had been a plot to overthrow President Franklin D. Roosevelt in favor of a fascist government.
Sounds familiar.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. So, fascism back then wasn't.
Ronald Reagan.
It didn't have the negative light that it does today.
I never thought it was.
Well, anyway, it didn't have the negative light that it does today because the events of World War II didn't happen yet.
Yeah.
And there wasn't really a whole lot to go by.
Is it similar to how people view nationalists now? Because Hitler was a nationalist.
Yeah.
Mussolini.
Okay, that's a whole nother topic. We're going to make this a short episode, so here we go.
Okay, I'm muting myself.
Mute Andrews. His segment goes by faster.
You've got 30 seconds.
All I hear is our reactions to you. No, I'm sorry. Go on.
So this was overthrown. This plot was overthrown by Smedley Butler.
What a name.
Smedley Butler. So who was Smedley Butler?
My son.
Close.
I'm gonna name my son Smedley.
So here's a brief overview of who he is. He was born in 1881. Almost said 1881. He was a major general. He worked up to the rank of major general. But he served in several major world conflicts, including the Spanish-American War, the Philippine-American War, the Boxer Rebellion, and World War I. So he's got some wars underneath his belt.
Got some street cred.
So during his time in service, Butler became known for his bravery and relentless leadership in the battlefield, and he was rewarded several distinctions, including 2 Medal of Honors, an Army Distinguished Service Medal, the Marine Corps Beret Medal, and a Navy Distinguished Service Medal. So the guy's good at what he does, to say the least. In total, he served 34 years in the Marine Corps and earned 16 medals for his time in service. So, sadly, he died in 1940 at the age of 58. Wasn't very old at all.
No.
Did he die doing what he loved?
He loved doing what he did.
I mean, he was doing it.
But did he die doing it?
No.
Oh,
No.
you're right.
He didn't.
It is sad then.
Yeah, I don't know the circumstances of his death. All I know is that he died in 1940. So after leaving the service, Butler held many roles, but became best known for his activism. Butler's various accolades.
Never mind. Take it back. He's an activist.
Butler's various accolades made him a household name following World War I, and he was well known among veteran circles as a champion of veterans' rights. This included supporting the so-called Bonus Army, a large group of veterans and veteran supporters who lobbied Congress for payments of bonds issued to veterans prior to the war. I'm reading all this because it is important.
Gives us some background.
This positive public image and demonstrated ability to rally people under his leadership were perhaps the reason why Butler was approached by Gerald C. McGreary.
McRib.
Yeah. And Bob Doyle in 1933. McGreary, a bond salesman, and Doyle were members of the American Legion, an organization meant to support veterans' rights and opportunities. Okay, so now this is where the plot thickens. These two guys, Gerald C. McGreary and Bob Doyle, they met with Butler. And they said, hey, we would like for you to give a speech to veterans.
Yeah.
Here's a pre-written speech for you that we'd like for you to read to the veterans. And he read it. And when he read it, he realized that it was nothing. It wasn't about veterans really at all. It was all about bashing Franklin D. Roosevelt. And
Who would do that?
yeah.
Those guys.
And
I
he
hate
was
those
like,
guys.
no, I'm not going to bash President Roosevelt. I'm not doing that. That's not what I do. I'm just here to help veterans, right? So during their first meeting with Butler, these two men asked the Major General to speak at a Legion convention in Chicago, claiming they wanted to point out various problems with the Legion's leadership. But Butler was at first open to this idea, knowing that the Legion had several administrative issues that ultimately compromised veterans' benefits. Right. And then it says that the speech was condemning Roosevelt, and he didn't want to do that. But also during the second meeting, McGreary showed Butler bank statements to amount over 100,000 USD, which is about $2 million today. And he hoped that Butler would use this to bring veteran supporters to the convention. And the Major General was stumped. Butler was stumped that there was very little chance that a group of veterans had been able to gather such a vast amount of funds. Even worse was the speech that McGreary asked Butler to deliver, which, bashed Franklin.
Yeah.
And the reason why is because he was the one that eliminated us from the gold standard, meaning that
Our money's not backed by gold anymore.
Right. The amendment of the gold standard was a major striking point for many high-ranking officials and bankers in the country during 1933. Roosevelt's trying to pull us out of the Great Depression. That's what he's doing, right? It's really full swing right now in 33. But he's trying to help us and bring us out. And one of the things that he was doing was eliminating the gold standard. I have my viewpoints on Franklin D. Roosevelt, but we're not going to get into that right now.
Great guy.
Question. And 3 words or less, good or bad?
He was great in The Night at the Museum.
History books will tell you that he was great.
Question.
When you get into the real history, according to my politics,
Whoa.
he wasn't great.
So
as far as policies
you
go.
had 3 words.
Yeah, I
but
don't care.
then you
I don't
added
care.
a bunch of other words. But you could have done it in 3 words. He
I don't
wasn't
care.
great.
I don't care.
Good,
Yeah.
bad, ugly.
Who you calling ugly?
Him.
Okay.
So many bankers were fearful that their gold-backed loans would not be paid back in full by the president's new policies. So that's where all this is starting to come up and where everybody's wanting to overthrow Franklin D. Roosevelt. I'm going to stop saying his full name. I'm going to say Roosevelt from now on.
Or FDR.
FDR, whatever. Okay, so they were worried that FDR was going to turn over the country into socialism or even communism, and they were trying to stop that. But Butler could sense the disgruntlement when he asked to meet with McGreary's superior, and found himself speaking with Robert Sterling Clark. Do y'all know who that is?
Lewis and Clark's brother.
No. He was the heir to the Sterling sewing machines. Have y'all ever heard of that?
Yes, I have.
He was the heir to the Sterling sewing machine.
My mother has one.
Yes, he was very, 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 very wealthy. Clark was much more upfront than McGreary, telling Butler that his real interest was in preserving the gold standard, even claiming that he had $30 million and was willing to spend half of the $30 million to save the other half. That's a quote there. How much is that in today's money? 30 million?
Almost 800 million.
800 million. So he's willing to spend $400 million to preserve that.
Or if you have $4, you're willing to spend $2.
Right. So Butler, true to his patriotic form, flatly refused the offer to deliver the speech at the convention in Chicago. So earlier, I was supposed to read off the names of who was involved in all this too, and I failed to do so. But you're going to be surprised. Ready?
Surprise.
Huh.
So we have Robert Sterling Clark, the guy that I just mentioned.
No way.
We have Grayson M.P. Murphy, which there's not really a whole lot of information on that guy. And then we have Prescott Bush.
Great-great-grandfather of
President George H.W. Bush. Father of George W. Bush.
Great-great-grandfather of George W. Bush's son.
Great, yeah.
Wouldn't it be the other way around? Wasn't HW the...
dad.
Okay. George Bush Sr. and George Bush Jr.
So the first Bush's dad.
First Bush's dad. Grandfather
Of good old George W.
George W.
W.
Now, we already know about Sterling Clark. He was the heir to the Sterling sewing machines. But
he made money.
Murphy, in 1921, he founded GMP Murphy & Co., which became a member of the New York Stock Exchange in 1925, and going on to become one of the largest brokerage houses in Wall Street. So he's a pretty rich guy. He has a lot of connections within good old stock exchange.
Wall Street.
Now, Prescott Bush. We could almost do a full episode on this guy.
Let's do it.
So, he was an American banker and Republican Party politician. After working as a Wall Street executive investment banker, so he's got his hands in everything. He represented Connecticut in the United States Senate from 1952 to 1963. A member of the Bush family, he was the father of President George H.W. Bush and paternal grandfather of President George W. Bush and Florida Governor Jeb Bush.
Good old Jeb.
Now, this guy quite literally funded the Nazis.
Oh, no.
As a managing partner at Brown Brothers Harriman.
Say it ain't so.
Bush served on the board of the Union Banking Corporation. The U.S. government seized this firm in 1942 under the Trading with the Enemy Act due to its financial ties to the German steel magnate Fritz Thyssen, an early financial backer of Adolf Hitler. So Fritz Thyssen gave money to Hitler, helped him become who he was. But the new documents, many which were only declassified last year, show that even after America had entered the war, and when there was already significant information about the Nazis' plans and policies, he worked for Bush, worked for and profited from companies closely involved with the very German businesses that financed Hitler's rise to power. It has also been suggested that the money he made from these dealings helped establish the Bush family fortune and set up its political dynasty. So, this guy literally was the reason why 2 Bush members of the family became president.
Oh,
All that money that he made.
so he made the deal with the devil.
Yeah. Yeah. And he supposedly, allegations, according to a popular historical rumor, Bush participated in 1918 grave robbing incident at Fort Sill, Oklahoma, to steal the skull of an Apache leader, Geronimo, for the Yale's Skull and Bones Society.
Oh boy, not these guys again.
So, of course, he was a part of the Yale Skull and Bones Society.
Oh yeah.
So, good old Bush, man.
Did he get it?
Yeah.
Supposedly he did.
What do you do with it?
He made the
They put it on an altar and they sacrificed
Yeah.
it. I don't know. The Skull and Bones Society is a crazy thing. That's a whole episode in and of itself. Okay, so going back to Butler. Upon returning to the States, McGreary called another meeting with Butler where he was much more transparent about his plans, admitting that the money he had gathered came mostly from captains of the industry. McGreary told Butler that he had traveled to Europe to see how veterans operated within foreign governments. After discounting the governments of Germany and Italy, he described a facet of French government which was run quite well by veterans. These various observations led McGreary to believe that the only way to save the country from FDR's ill-fated policies was to create a military state run by former servicemen, with Roosevelt serving as a figurehead. So they're just going to put him up there as a puppet and say the real people are actually in the background running the government, kind of like how Biden was, right?
Hey, don't speak ill of the dead.
Butler asked what McGreary wanted from him, and was told he would be the ideal leader of these veterans, promising him an army of 500,000 men.
Really?
And financial backing from an assortment of rich businessmen, so long as he would be willing to lead a peaceful march on the White House to displace Roosevelt. So they were going to, I don't know how this guy would supposedly get 500,000 veterans to do this, but Butler, as you know from the very beginning, he was a good talker. He was invested in veterans. A lot of veterans really looked up to this guy, and they trusted him and all that. So that's why they went to Butler. Butler obviously didn't like this plan, and so he snitched. Astonished, Butler knew he would need someone to corroborate his story. Obviously, something this outlandish, he would have to have somebody to back what he was saying. having previously worked as the police captain of Philadelphia, so this guy's all over the place with his career, Butler reached out to Philadelphia record writer Paul Comley French, who agreed to meet with McGreary as well. During this meeting, McGreary told French that he believed a fascist state was the only answer for America, and that Smedley was the ideal leader because he could organize 1 million men overnight. So French and Butler's testimony, they took this information to the Special Committee on Un-American Activities, which is in Congress.
That's like all of our government right now.
Yeah. To reveal what he knew about the plot to seize the presidency in November 1934. The committee at first discounted a large part of Butler's testimony, even writing in their initial report that they saw no reason to subpoena men like John W. Davis, a former presidential hopeful, which means I guess he was planning to run. He didn't actually run. Or Thomas.
Maybe he ran in like a primary.
Yeah. Could be.
He's our AOC.
Thomas W. Lamont, a partner with J.P. Morgan and Company, another
very trustworthy organization.
Banker.
Give him your money.
However, with the testimony of French and the erratic testimony of McGreary, the committee began to further investigate the plot. The final reports of the committee sang a different tune. They found that Butler's claims were true. They found that it was true. However,
the worst they could do was give the presidency to his kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the most we can do for punishment.
However, they also stressed that the plot was so far from being enacted, and it was not clear if the plans would have ever truly come to fruition. That's how you say that word.
Yeah.
So, quickly becoming known as the White House coup and Wall Street, I don't know how to say that word. Putsch. Many major news sources derided Butler's claims as the committee's final report was not made available publicly. So the committee knew that this was factual, the evidence that Butler gave, and their final report on the matter, they didn't want to release it to the public. So here's obviously a conspiracy within the conspiracy, right? Those implicated ranging from the DuPont family. Do y'all know what DuPont is?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Ranging from the DuPont family to
Do you want to explain
Prescott
it anyway?
Bush. DuPont, they were a manufacturer of a lot of chemicals.
Yeah.
My dad actually worked for DuPont for a little
Wow.
bit.
So he's with them.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
He wanted to
yeah.
overthrow FDR. Your
Yeah.
dad was in on it.
Absolutely.
Get him.
You never trust anybody.
I gotta go.
That's why he's going to go overthrow the government.
So DuPont family had lots of money. So of course, you're going to have all these millionaires. There really weren't a lot of billionaires back then. There were some,
Considering like
but
you're
not
paying
many.
4 cents for
Yeah. Being a
candy
millionaire
bar.
back then might as well have been you're like a billionaire.
Yeah.
But there were many. Why did I say it like that? Made it sound like there's thousands. There were a lot of bankers and high officials and military men that was involved in this. Also, so evidence of the validity of Butler's testimony was not released until the 21st century, when the committee's papers were published in the public domain. So it took that long before they were released. No one was ever prosecuted in connection to the plot. So obviously this is the conspiracy within the conspiracy. They were like, well, there's so many high profile individuals involved in this that we can't possibly prosecute anybody. If we did, then the economy would collapse. That's basically what I come up with the conclusion of.
So if you're big enough, nothing happens.
Exactly. It's always been like that. It's always been like that, and it still is like that today.
Unless your name's Donald J. Trump.
It's always been like that, and it's still like that today. Everybody, we wanted the corruption out of the White House. We wanted the corruption out of Congress when we voted Trump in twice.
Yeah.
Who's we?
Yeah.
America.
I didn't vote for him.
I didn't
Not the
vote.
second time.
I didn't vote for him either time.
I said
Not
America.
the first time. I voted for Joe Jorgensen.
I voted for Joe Biden.
When we voted for him,
I did not vote for
when
Joe
we voted for him,
You
we put him in office, expecting at least
drain the swamp.
at least some credibility, at least some accountability within Congress, and we've gotten nothing. Why? Because it's the same game over and over again.
Yeah.
It's been the same for thousands of years.
Same president, just different rapper.
If you're rich enough, you're getting away with it. It doesn't matter.
Yep, and that's why you have bugs in your salad.
Yeah.
Bugs, I mean viruses and bacteria.
and why Sony's doing digital only.
Yep, you're the reason.
Yeah. So that was the business plot of 1933. Conspiracy within a conspiracy.
So what you're saying is we're built on a bunch of lies.
Yeah.
Built more.
Yeah. I really do believe that the country became extremely corrupt after the 1900s.
Yeah.
Really more specifically around 1913 was the beginning of the end of America.
1913.
Because that was when
China.
That was when the Fed was instituted in America.
A bank for banks.
And how did they institute the Fed within America?
By lying.
By lying. They literally, everybody was going to go out on Christmas vacation, and they sent out a memo a couple days before Christmas vacation. Everybody was already gone. Right before Christmas to vote on the Fed.
Yeah.
Everybody was already gone. Only a handful of congressmen showed up.
Which are the ones who knew it was going to
Which
happen
are the ones
because
who
they're
knew
the
it was
ones who
gonna
wanted
happen.
it to
Yeah.
pass.
Yeah. And sure enough, it passed. So it was forced upon the American people without any other real vote. And that's when America started going downhill. Obviously, it was going downhill beforehand if that was able to happen. But 1913 was the day.
Today. 1913 was the day.
Was the day that music died.
True.
The day.
1913 was the year. Cool. So that's my long form of the business plot.
Yeah, the Federal Reserve is
Gay.
Awesome.
illegal.
Yes.
Income tax is
Not if you're big
unconstitutional.
enough.
Okay, I'm not getting all of this because then this would make it go on forever again. But yeah, it doesn't matter anymore because we just have Donald Trump. We have Donald Trump's signature on the $100 bill now, which is fantastic.
Ooh.
That's why we need the Fed.
And the passports, they have him in it.
Yep.
I'm a Democrat.
I hate all of it.
I used not to. I used to be very, very, very political, but now I am very, very, very black pill on everything.
You're apolitical.
I've got about 1 to 2 more elections in me.
Then you're done?
Then I'm done.
Nice.
Yeah.
Speaking of being done, we need sponsors, guys,
True.
or else Jeremy said we're done. Like he's going to fire us. Is it getting hot in here? Oh, I didn't see what you were. mouthing to our boss.
He was saying, wait for me to get back. Don't start yet. No, I can't start without you.
I bet the devil liked this music in Devon.
This is elevator music, man. Remember when elevators had music?
No, I
They
don't.
never did.
Well, they did, but I don't remember it because they stopped doing that before.
I remember, like, specifically Macy's used to have them.
Back when we were proper country.
Macy's?
Walmart was 24/7.
And JCPenney was an actual nice place to go.
Now we just have Amazon.
This is true. But one thing you can't say about Amazon that you can say about everywhere else. Yeah.
What?
Nothing. All China.
Yeah.
China.
China.
It's going to be good.
We're going to bomb Iran. Bomb them good.
These are the best people we have. These are the best we have. It was between him and the cackling. That's what we had.
Bomb Iran. Bomb them dead.
We are trolling ourselves.
Well, maybe the devil's footprints have to.
Yeah.
Maybe the Devil's Footprints was a troll.
Oh, maybe. Why is the devil always a goat? Or in this case, it looks more like a whitetail print.
It does.
First of all, it's supposed to be in snow. Why is it on the beach?
Because AI.
There's snow on a beach.
We are destroying our environment and giving up our liberties because of that picture right there.
Yep.
No, we aren't.
Yeah, we are.
No, we aren't.
100%. You're a fool to think not otherwise. Fool, I say.
We aren't. AI does not destroy the environment.
Look, I just read the top. It says question birthing.
It sure does.
Good
Very thing.
Good old AI.
Question very thing.
Yeah, we're tearing down forests for this. You can't even spell right.
So the devil's footprints in Devon. What is it about? Where'd it go? Where'd it come from?
1855.
Why are we talking about it?
Buttered sausage.
1855. Bad winter that year.
Bad?
One of the worst.
Wrong. It was on a beach.
One of the worst winters.
Winter.
Unless it was snowing sand.
From January to March, temperature almost never got above freezing in England.
That's crazy.
Rivers froze and a lot of snow fell.
Why didn't they just burn more things?
This is before they had things to burn. It was 1855.
Before burning was invented.
Let's just...
Global warming started after this, clearly, so...
Jeez.
So...
Cheese?
I said G's, not cheese.
Cheese and crackers.
There's a lot of snow during that winter, and the region where Devon is, or was, I don't know if Devon still exists. Probably it does. They didn't get a lot of snow, so it was not normal for them to get snow enough to do anything with. Kind of like we get snow, but it's not enough to do anything with. But they got a lot of snow, and in February in particular, there was a lot of heavy snowfall. And
No file.
on the night of February 8th, the weather was particularly bad with snow and ice. It was heavy snow, and then overnight turned into freezing rain and with high winds. At 6 a.m. on the 9th, a baker named Henry Pilk came out of his baker house and the town of Topsham to look out at the snow, and he noticed a line of prints running through it. Each one looked like a small horseshoe about the size of a donkey's hoof. What was weird about this was that whatever left this was bipedal. So it could not have been a donkey because...
It was a donkey with its front legs cut off.
Donkey does walk on his hind legs quite a bit.
Not as much as this.
Fact checked, false.
True. Even weirder is that they were all in a straight line.
Like perfectly straight?
Yes.
Oh.
So instead of like, you have two, you walk like this and you have left and a right that are kind of whatever. This was as if it was just one.
So it was monopedal.
No, because it was like this. It was like this. Like this foot and then this foot and then this foot.
So that foot, then this foot, then that foot?
But like in a line instead of to the left and the right. And perfectly in line.
So it had a foot in the front, foot in the back.
Yeah, it was walking sideways.
Like a bicycle.
Yes.
Makes sense. That's how balance works.
So it was already strange. Then another thing that was odd was the path. The prince started at his fence, came to the side of the bakehouse, and then turned around and went back to the fence. He looked at him for a few minutes, was like, whatever, I don't care anymore. And I got work to do, went back in and got to work. Not even an hour later, his yard was filled with a bunch of men, including the schoolmaster, Albert Brelford.
I was expecting you to say filled with a bunch of donkeys.
Yeah, it was filled with a bunch of donkeys. No, filled with a bunch of men that all were following the same tracks from their house.
They just didn't have much to do back then, did they?
Well, it was a snow day. Kids couldn't go to school.
Look at these tracks. Let's go follow them.
The buses couldn't run. So everybody's house or like some part of their property had these perfectly straight one direction tracks running through their yards past their houses to this guy's property.
Wild.
And so they all congregated there and they began talking and comparing notes on the prints that they had seen. And this wasn't just nearby. It was nearly every house on that street, all of the adjoining streets and fields outside of the town.
So it was everywhere.
But they were all going in one direction.
Straight to his house.
Yes.
Wouldn't you love to be that guy? George, what are you doing? What are you talking about? What are these footprints? What footprints? These.
The ones leading straight to our bakehouse.
You know exactly what I'm talking about.
So-
No, I don't.
So the accounts
just-
don't they don't fully agree on how big exactly that the prints were, but most of them put them at about 3 to 4 inches long, 2 inches wide.
So
And-
not big at all.
No, not big. And the steps were around 16 inches apart.
What?
So that's a very large stride.
I don't even have that large of a stride. Maybe I do. I don't know. I'm not going around measuring my stride, so I don't know.
Then some witnesses said that the prints looked like they'd been branded into the snow as if the feet were as hot as iron.
So it's only the work of the devil.
Reports came in from all over the southern half of the county. And estimates totaled the distance run between 40 miles to 100 miles of these
What?
prints.
Yeah, it's definitely Satan on that one.
crossing as many as 30 towns.
Was it what? I thought it was snowing.
It was.
And they I know how snow works. It freezes as it's coming down and covers things. So how could you measure back then, especially 100 miles
100 miles of footprint
straight?
straight to the skies.
Poor guy.
I don't know if I accidentally removed it or if I'm going to get to it in a minute. But based on the gate and how like big these are, the thing would have had to been moving like 17 or 18 miles an hour.
So a horse trotting.
So faster than most people.
Well, yeah. I mean, the fastest man in the world, Usain Bolt, is like 30-mile-an-hour sprint,
Which is crazy.
which is wild.
I will say, whenever I say they're straight, I mean
A straight line.
they're so like even whenever, like I said, it went to the guy's house and turned around. It wasn't like it got to the house and you could see kind of like it turned. It's like here's a straight line and then here's a straight line. There's no like any deviance.
There's no turn radius.
Yeah, there's no, and usually it doesn't turn at all. It just goes.
So it's like it jumped up and spun midair and then. So kind of like Charlie bit my finger. Not Charlie bit my finger. Charlie the unicorn.
What?
Charlie.
No.
Hello.
Charlie. We're on a bridge, Charlie.
Here's where it gets even stranger. Every single garden in the village of Limestone had prints in it. It was like something had gone to each house and looked in the windows. A farmer followed the tracks across an open field to a snow-covered haystack that was about 18 feet high, and the prints went right up to the haystack. There were no prints going around the haystack, but on the other side of the haystack, the prints just kept going in a perfectly straight line. It lined up with the prints that came in, as if it just stepped over it and kept going.
Unbelievable.
There were gardens surrounded by 12-foot stone walls. Same thing. Prints went up to the wall, and then on the other side of the wall, just kept going.
Of course.
Same thing with buildings. It would go up to some of the buildings and then just continue. The farmer went and checked on his animals to see if they got out, and they were in the barn just fine. And then there were prints that went up to the river X, EXE. And they went to the bank of the river, and then on the other side of the river kept going. And this was like a 2-mile wide
Oh, wow.
part of the river.
Okay. So it's not like it's not a prank. I mean, if there's no human footprints, I mean, it's jumping up and going over. It's not like a prank. Something's weird going on.
China.
2 miles apart. Yeah.
100 miles straight.
These boots were made for walking.
In particular,
Close.
this would happen. The prints would go up to the doors of buildings or windows and then continue going. In most cases, continue going. And it made people feel uncomfortable, like something had walked through their houses while they slept.
Which makes sense.
By the mid-afternoon, the women and children were locked inside their homes. And the men went out in the fields and woods with their guns and dogs.
If you read back and you hear these stories enough, that's most of the time
Yeah.
when something unexplained happens.
They didn't really know what they were looking for. Some thought, oh, we're looking for a donkey, but others said,
Donkey.
this is clearly the devil.
Clearly.
The devil's at work.
There was a hunt near Torquay
Dorky.
that a vicar joined. If you don't know what a vicar is, it's basically, or vicar, I don't really know how to pronounce it. It's basically like a bishop. It's a priestly type person. He joined the hunt, but he brought a Bible instead of a gun because they thought they were looking for demons.
I like it.
Nice.
When they let their dogs into the woods, the dogs came back howling and terrified. And so most of the men lost their nerve and the group disbanded and went home. And they never found anything.
So they didn't even try.
People in one town swore the hoof marks began to glow like live coals during the night.
Yeah, that's a big exaggeration.
Farmers said they heard laughing in the glades.
Could have been that hyena.
Yeah. For weeks, people avoided places where the prints had been seen, and they started calling those places Devil's Walks. And farmers armed themselves when they'd go out to their fields.
They were more American than we are today.
In 1840, so 15 years ago, something like this happened.
15 years prior.
Yeah, had happened. Captain James Clark Ross was on a 4-year voyage of discovery and landed at the Kerguelen Islands in the southern Indian Ocean. And this was a completely deserted island. And his crew found fresh prints in the snow, about 3 inches long, 2 inches wide, shaped like a horseshoe.
Of course.
In 1847, in his account of the voyage, he wrote that he saw no land animals at all, and the only trace of any were the footsteps.
No land animals, just sea animals.
It was a seahorse.
Wait, are you serious?
What?
The only count. I thought you said the only count of animals that he found was a seahorse, and you started laughing.
No. He said.
Okay.
He said.
Sea animals.
I said they found no land animals. He said only sea animals.
Okay.
So it's horse, it's hooves. So I said it's a seahorse.
Oh, okay.
No, they did not.
I was like, if you put that down.
No. It was a joke I literally just made. And Ross, the guy who found these, never said anything when the event in 1855 happened. So some people think either he didn't hear about it or that he wasn't convinced or didn't appear to think it was the same thing. But it's still strange if they weren't the same thing, that it's very similar thing happened 15 years ago. Okay, so people started trying to explain what this was. There are many explanations. I'm going to try to go through these pretty quickly, except the ones I think are funny. Obviously, the biggest thing people thought was that it was the devil because people were superstitious.
A little stitious.
Back then.
I'm not superstitious. I'm a little stitious.
They thought you could cure boils by walking around a freshly dug grave 6 times and then crawling across it 3 times.
Because science.
Beekeepers thought they had to tell the beehives the news of their household.
Yeah, your dad better get on that.
He better. We ain't gonna have good honey if you don't.
Things like that. So for people believing in things, so they're being superstitious, they were like, oh, we can't explain it, it's strange, it's the devil. The Exeter and Plymouth Gazette ran a letter from a man in Devon that said, in part, that the creature had gone up to the doors of several houses and retraced its steps, and nobody could find a starting point or resting point, and everyone was wondering, and nobody could explain. Everyone was wondering, and nobody could explain. and that the poor were full of superstition and considered it little short of a visit from Satan or his imps. Truman's Exeter Flying Post ran a piece calling the whole thing an excitement worthy of the Dark Ages.
The Dark Ages.
Whatever that
they
means.
weren't. It's got to make sense for them back then, but it doesn't make sense now.
No, whatever that means. It took a couple of weeks before it really picked up in the news and became more widely known. But they started talking about it in the Times. About snow, that they first were talking mostly about the heavy snowfall and that residents found footprints. And then it kind of spread from there. People started talking more and more about it, and the Illustrated London News got involved, and they printed out drawings of the tracks that they collected from residents, and the letters turned into months of the general public, naturalist hunters, and clergymen all writing in to their theories and having them in articles about it. The most persistent writer signed himself as South Devon, later to be found to be William Day Urban. He said he was an experienced hunter with a track record of tracking animals in the snow. And he said there's no explanation for what these could be. And that there were no satisfactory solutions that had been given. And no known animal could have covered that much country in one night and crossed 2 miles of river. Now, this guy sounds like a hardened, experienced hunter, but dude was only 19 years old. So, you know.
You know how that is. I mean, that's half a lifespan back then.
I guess.
This midlife crisis.
Yeah, the guy might as well have been like 94.
Reverend Henry Thomas Ellicombe is one of the few accounts that survived or that we have from someone who wasn't just repeating what he was told or like secondhand. He was actually there and saw it himself. They were on his property and around his church.
Huh.
So he started collecting information and wrote to other ministers to see what they had seen, gathered witness accounts from people he described as credible, and collected tracing and sketches that his parishioners had made. And he said there was no doubt as to the facts that thousands of these marks were seen in the snow, covering many miles. And about his own encounter, he wrote that the creature was on his own premises and the marks were still visible 3 days later, and that his dog barked that night, and so did dogs of many of his other neighbors.
That doesn't really matter because dogs bark all the time.
Not in 1855. They kept their dogs quiet.
Yeah.
They didn't have little yappers.
They said if you don't stop, I'll eat you.
You don't stop, I'll shoot. He also found several small white droppings around the size of grapes alongside the trail and collected them and mailed them to one of the most respected naturalists in the country, Sir Richard Owen.
If they're white droppings, they're a bird of some kind.
There's no surviving reply from Owen, so we don't know if he examined them or ignored it.
Yeah. Or the guy just didn't like his response, so he said, I'm burning it.
Well, this guy didn't believe the devil
No
angle.
one should believe the devil.
He didn't believe the devil angle and was trying to go against it. So it's possible he didn't like his response, but I don't know if that'd be true.
Anything's possible, Jeremy. You just have to believe.
Now, another explanation was that this was all a hoax, that this was a prank that somebody did.
It'd have to be a pretty good one to accomplish all that.
Apparently, I had not heard this, and then some of the examples I also think are a little extreme. But apparently this time period was very common for people to pull off really big, elaborate pranks to just mess with people. And here are some examples of their pranks, which are just bad. In 1839, someone filled a pepper mill with gunpowder and wrote about the explosion. Like, they just blew up a gunpowder and then wrote about it. In the Baltimore Sun.
Let's just do this thing.
Really?
In 1862, a man paid the town watchman to bang on his door and yell fire, and then had his wife run out into the street naked.
Oh my God.
Oh no.
Brother, what are you doing, man?
They're really see, before the internet, they were bored.
All of human history was bored.
In 1883, an engineer in Colorado nearly caused a wreck for stopping for what turned to be an April Fool's setup. So April Fool's prank almost caused a really bad train accident. In 1896, a man dressed up as something to scare his wife, and she fainted and died an hour later.
Oh.
These are just some of
Come on now.
These are just some of the 19th century pranks. That
Sounds like she
happening.
had a heart attack.
Yes, he killed her. So, all that said, it's not out of their own possibility someone would try to do some sort of prank like this.
That's horrible.
And there'd be a motive as well, because at the time, the Church of England was trying to remove itself from the Oxford movement that was trying to bring Catholic tradition back into their worship style. And so the theory is that the Puritan Anglican staged footprints to sell the idea that God was angry and that the Oxford movement was dragging Devon toward hell. And it kind of checks out because the cloven marks only showed up around churches. Like when it was at churches, they were all Oxford movement churches, and none of them were the Puritan Anglican churches. So, but most likely this is true, that this was trying to can do that, but instead of it being originated from that, they just took advantage of it because none of the stuff showed up at churches, or for the most part, the church stuff started happening days later, and they just lumped it in with it. And then also people started preaching their sermons about how God was angry. So most likely it was just taking advantage of it, not really originally part of the plan. Some other possible explanations. Reverend Musgrave gave a sermon and announced the tracks belonged to a kangaroo.
Kangaroo?
He said that he had a source that said one escaped from being held in private somewhere nearby and made its way here.
But they don't have the hooves like a donkey.
Later, he admitted that he made the entire thing up and that he was just saying something because he was trying to get people's minds off of the devil and needed something. And he's
Kangaroo.
kangaroo.
Sure, I guess.
Sir Richard Owen, who the same guy that mailed the droppings and never touched on those, said it was badgers.
Yes.
He just looked at it.
He said,
badgers.
He said, and the way it explains how many there are is that it was just a bunch of badgers going in different directions. Some people said it was wood mice. Some people said it was otters. Some people said it was birds. There's one story that says it was a toad because a man followed the marks in his garden until they stopped, and at the end he found a toad sitting on a tree stump.
Frozen.
So he said, oh, it's toads.
Just frozen toad. That died.
In winter?
That died in the winter.
Not before going 100 miles.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to...
Toads only jump like literally 2 inches.
Yeah, they're little fat guys.
Not a 16-inch stride.
This was a special toad.
You 1855ers.
Some people thought they were birds because I don't know. Some people thought they were cats because the cats would leave their footprints and then the ice and snow would come in and distort how it looked, and it would look similar to that. And that actually is true. Like this one guy said he saw like a day or two before his cat prints, and later they looked kind of like that. That's where they're like, oh, so this is just cats.
Huh.
But again, doesn't actually fit. Some said it was a donkey.
I knew it.
Some say it was
China.
an otter.
They're just saying
They're just
things.
throwing out stuff.
But basically, they just kind of talk about it for a bit, and over a couple decades, it fades out of the public's eye. And by the turn of the century, no one's talking about it anymore until the 1930s.
Oh,
Great
here I thought it was done.
No. No.
He said he had 14 pages. So
We're getting close now that we're out of the 18, and now that we're out of the time period. The 1930s. Jeffrey Household.
Jeffrey
Epps.
No, this is Jeffrey spelled Geo. Joffrey.
Goffrey.
He said it was a balloon.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, balloons hopped straight.
100 miles
He
worth of
said
tracks.
that a naval base had been developing secret experimental balloon, and that it broke loose
Yep.
and drifted across the country.
Dude, the stories, they don't change. The human mind does not change.
The 1950s. Oh, stop it.
No. Don't tell me what to do.
And in the 1950s, they found a box in a church that had the reverend that actually was doing investigation, who saw them and found the droppings and sent them. They found the box that had all of his information in it. So a lot of the stuff that we know about it came from this and wasn't known for 100 years because he never published them. He even had copies sent to one of the newspapers that put on there not for publication, and the paper honored it, which is strange because he mailed findings. He's like, this is what I think happened, and then said, don't publish it. In 1968, this is going to be Vandy's favorite, I think, because it's about the village idiot. John Goodwin wrote a book called This Baffling World, and has a segment claiming that about a group of 30 hunters and their dogs followed the tracks that morning and came across a man that was making them. His name was Daniel Plummer, and he was the village idiot of Woodbury. And he had a habit of covering himself
For
in chicken.
100 miles.
He had a habit.
I will walk 100 miles.
He had a habit of covering himself in chicken and goose feathers and wandering the woods making noise. And so he just said he did it. He just one night decided to do it.
Yes.
1973, Manfred Frederick published his memoirs in the life of a Romani gypsy. And in his story, he says that Romani groups were losing territory to rival non-Romani travelers, and they spent 18 months planning an operation to scare them off for good. And because they knew they were terrified of the Mulo, which is a vampire from folklore. And so they built a contraption with they built 400 contraptions with stilts with boots fixed to the bottom, designed to leave identical prints in a straight line. And that they had ways to like lift themselves over tall objects, and that's how they could go up over stuff. And this was just some story his uncle had told him. But he was convinced that's what it was. And in 2009, a 76-year-old retired government official named Jill Wade in the North Devon village of Woolsey woke up one March morning to prints in the snow in her back garden that matched the size and pattern from 1855. The devil was back and it wanted revenge.
All these years later.
115 years later. And that's about it. We know for a fact that these prints are real. There's now, is it as extreme as they said? Did people exaggerate? Most likely, but there were prints, and there were, even if it wasn't 100 miles, there were a lot of them, and they were confusing. And that is the only thing we know that's true. Other than that, it was the devil, and it was going to people's houses, and
it's all fake.
It makes a lot of sense, Jeremy. You laid out some details, and you brought the story, you brought the umph, you brought the energy, and I don't believe you. So
you're not good at lying.
You don't believe this happened at all?
No, I do. I don't know what, dude. It's such a weird and bizarre, and
It's the kangaroo.
like
Yeah.
the story.
I think my favorite is the toad.
The toad and the balloons, the stupidest ones.
It's a balloon.
Or I mean, like, the guy, he started hearing all these conspiracies about UFOs in the 30s, and
No, this is before UFO. This is before the weather balloon of Roswell.
well, there's always been UFOs. Do you not remember the painting in the 1400s?
I thought you were going to say
1500s?
there's always been weather balloons.
Always weather balloons. Well, you know what? You know how we can end this,
Tinfoil or true?
and we will see who wins, and that will determine who's right or wrong.
You have to win this one, so you're going to Japan.
I have to, man. I haven't won one in a while.
Didn't
All
you
right.
win last week? No, I think we tied.
no.
I think we tied.
Did you?
Yeah, we
I
tied.
don't remember.
We tied.
I thought that was my phone for a second. I was like, I got the volume turned down.
Well, get off your phone.
He's cheating. He's got to win.
He's looking it up.
Hello!
My name's Andrew, and we're going to play Tinfoil or Truth.
That's not true. Your name is Vandy.
And that's Andy
Vandigo.
and Jeremy.
I'm Vandy, and he's Andy, and together we're Andy. Vandy.
All right, we're going to play Tinfoil or Truth, so play along down in the comment section below or in the car, wherever you're listening to this. Bug your coworkers with
rate
this.
us 5 stars, and in your 5-star rating, play along.
Yeah, because that's where we're going to see. All right, we're going to do true or false again, just
False.
because I like them.
False.
All right, and this is all
Tinfoil
current
to you.
event stuff. So, true or false? NASA's James Webb Telescope recently discovered or detected what may be previously unknown substance on Pluto and Titan.
True.
I was mentally focused on trying to say tinfoil instead of false the entire time you were talking. So I didn't hear anything until Pluto.
NASA's James Webb Space Telescope recently detected what may be previously unknown substance on Pluto and Titan. Team Titan.
True.
True. Good. All right. Scientists announce that they successfully cloned part of a woolly mammoth embryo in July.
True.
This is false.
No, it's not.
That
All right.
wasn't in July.
It wasn't in July.
Whatever, dude. Don't get the months.
Sorry.
Shut up.
Archaeologists discovered
Wrong. It happened in April.
I didn't make up the months, man. Tell them to work slower. Archaeologists discovered a perfectly preserved Viking longship buried beneath downtown London.
True.
True.
False.
How? I mean, they.
It wasn't downtown London. It was the northern
Uptown
suburb.
London.
I mean, there was all kinds of raids in England, so that's why I went ahead and said true.
I just said true because I'm always saying true.
Researchers created a new sodium metal battery capable of charging in about 4 minutes while maintaining long-term capacity.
True.
Yeah,
True.
I know that one's true. I'm not guessing on that one.
Scientists reported that DNA can survive in African environments for up to 50,000 years, much longer than previously.
Tinfoil.
DNA can survive in Africa.
Tinfoil. You're gonna say it's true, aren't you?
True.
It's true.
Shut up.
They're still alive over there, man.
Yeah, it's like this whole continent. There's nothing there because DNA can't.
Last one. A Chinese spacecraft photographed Earth's mysterious quasi-moon for the first time.
Quasi moon, the little moon that.
I think so. Spelled QUASI-moon.
Quasimodo.
I think we do have a mini moon going around, so I'm going to say true.
I thought it burned out.
I don't know. I'm going to say true.
If he says true, I'm going to say true so I can guarantee my win because I usually don't, and I don't want it to cost me this time.
It is true.
Haha.
You want a bonus one? Because this is wild.
I still won even if we fail this bonus.
The CDC confirms that a nationwide cyclospora outbreak has been traced specifically to imported strawberries.
Is that the diarrhea disease?
No.
Explosive diarrhea.
Explosive.
False. Tinfoil.
But there is that whatever with strawberries going on.
It's a festival.
I'm going to say false just again so I stay with Andrew.
Yeah, it's false. All right. I
win.
Yes, Jeremy did win.
You're going to Japan, a loser.
God, I'm a winner.
Baby want a bottle, a big dirt bottle, because you're a loser.
What is that from?
King of the Hill.
Oh.
Hank's calling Peggy a loser because she's doing bad in Boggle. You're a loser. Baby want a bottle.
Baby
big
want a bottle?
dirt bottle, because you're a loser.
All right. I may cut some of this out because Andrew's bedtime is in 11 minutes.
Yeah, dude. I haven't had a weekend at all. I literally had an hour to relax today.
You chose this life, or did this life choose you?
I chose it.
I don't have that much sympathy simply because you're leaving us
No, you're just a mean person.
for Japan.
I just really don't want to work 10 hours tomorrow.
Don't call out.
On top of what happened yesterday. I'm working 12 hours.
You heard it here first.
I just want to be on the beach looking at hoof prints.
Well, we're not going to the beach in this next one. We're going to be talking about the Black Monk of Pontefract. I don't know how to say that word. How do you say that word? Pontefract?
Pontefract.
Well,
It's in
they
England.
prefer African American.
Pontefract.
They prefer African American. So
Quick question. We don't have to keep this in. Is the term blimey, is that good or is
Court
it acceptable?
blimey.
and it's as far as I'm aware, it's good. It's fine.
If it's not good, it's news to me.
Okay.
yeah.
Blimey.
Court
Blimey.
Court blimey.
It's not the same as like when people say bloody,
No.
right? Like that's a
Yeah,
derogatory term.
That's like
Speaking of bloody, we're all this is just
that's like the lowest level of derogatory words over there.
no bloody you.
Let's go to the Black Monk.
Told you we all have triggers. The Black Monk.
Hello. My name's Sarah.
Dude, this is gonna be. It's a trigger now. It told you. You're gonna get stuck.
I am triggered.
All right. I want to ask you guys a question first.
You already asked us, how do we say that? And I told
Yeah.
you how I said it.
But if you had a family member call you up on the phone and tell you, Andrew, and you said, hello, and and they said, things are flying around my house.
Demons.
Well, if they called me and said that, I'd say, I'm not Andrew.
Stop,
And
dude.
pictures were flying.
I can't handle these jokes.
Pictures are not like just falling down, but like flying off the wall.
They're falling up.
Yeah. Like the guy said when the kid was in the
Going
tree.
up the tree.
How'd you get there? I fell.
That's still one of my favorites.
Oh, man. But honestly, what would your reaction be? What would you tell him?
I'd tell him,
You,
pray.
you done for.
Andrew'd say, it's 11:37 p.m.
I gotta go.
Going back to bed.
I'm going back to bed. A lot of people say, call me at any time. I don't say that very often because I don't want people to call me
And he's like,
anytime.
you could call me, but I may not answer.
That's fact.
Well, these people, they did exactly what I asked you to do. They told all their family, and this is a one that I liked, and I think it's real personally, because it wasn't just the family, it was their neighbors that saw it, it was ministers that saw it, it was reporters, it was investigators, and police.
Where's this at?
Jolio, England.
England.
Blimey.
Oh, it's in West Yorkshire.
Yorkshire.
Yeah. In 1966, the Pritchard family moved into what looked like an ordinary house. Imagine that.
But it was actually
Nothing
a
stood
condo.
out. Yeah, nothing stood out. No creepy mansions, no crazy people around. It was just 30 East Drive in Yorkshire, England. So for the first few weeks, you know, life's normal. Do their normal thing, set up the house, get unpacked. And then one night, as they're eating dinner, and this is highly speculated as if they're eating dinner or laying in bed at night. But for the sake of this, I'm going to go with eating dinner. They're eating dinner. They hear some knocking, and they think, oh, somebody's here, probably welcoming us to the neighborhood.
Those darn salesmen.
Yeah.
The Jehovah's Witness.
The Jehovah's Witnesses again.
So
Dinkelberg.
one of them gets up, goes to the front door, and they open the door and say,
Hello.
hello. Yes, they did say hello.
Hello.
And nobody's there. So they thought, okay, maybe it's just a bunch of kids because we saw kids when we moved in. Maybe they're playing the old, ding dong ditch runaway.
The knock ditch.
The knock ditch. So Joe Pritchard, the father, figured, okay, it's either some kids or maybe it's old pipes or something or the house settling. So whatever, just forget about it. But then the sounds get a little bit louder and they begin to hear them like randomly throughout the house, like knocking. So what does Joe think?
Toads.
This is no close. It's got to be mice or rats or something because, old house, yada, yada. Calls an exterminator. The exterminator goes through the house and says, we can't find anything, Mr. Joe Pritchard.
Dr. Jones. Dr. Jones.
No, he was not Asian.
Okay.
And he was not a kid.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. So he leaves. He decides, I'm just going to go back to sleep tonight and see what happens in the morning. That night, the ceiling starts to knock as if something is like moving around the house, but up like in the attic or something. So he thinks, okay, I've got like something up there. Maybe it's a big, as Andrew would say, a raccoon.
It's a kangaroo.
Anyway, Joe decides he's going to go to sleep. It starts with the ceilings going and sounds like things are moving around the house. So he's like, okay, I got to figure this out. He decides he's going to deal with it in the morning. They all go to sleep. None of them really get any good sleep. They hear stuff moving around them in the walls and up above their heads in the ceiling. They wake up the next morning. Things are missing in the house. First, Joe says, I'm going to go into town. I'm going to pick up some stuff for the house. Also probably get some traps, whatever. His keys are missing. He looks everywhere. Can't find keys. While he's looking for his keys, his wife is like, where's my broom? Can't find her broom. They start looking around the house and they're missing all kinds of little things. I get it. New house, you move in, you put something somewhere. It's a new place. You forget it, and then later on you think, oh, I left it on, the end table, whatever. It's not there. But everything is just off. They specifically leave stuff in areas like socks, just missing. Randomness, just missing. They know it was weird when Joe finally finds his keys somewhere where they're not supposed to be. He goes into town, comes back with, some mouse traps and sets them up. He takes his keys, puts them on the entry table, and he makes a note of it. And he tells his wife, I'm leaving my keys here. Do not touch them. And he tells his kid as well.
She touched them.
He goes back looking for his keys. He can't find the keys.
It's the wife.
It might be.
They made up this entire story.
He goes
to
back.
Cover her losing his keys.
He goes back to his wife and says, where did you put my keys? Yes. And she's like, I don't know. I haven't touched your keys. He goes to his kids. Where'd you put the keys? Did you touch them? I told you guys not to touch them. No, nothing. They begin to find different things put in different places. Like, for instance, they hung a family portrait in their living room. They found it hanging up in their bedroom. I don't know about you, but if I went out with my family and then came back and then everything was fine except for the pictures moved around.
Except the bed was moved slightly.
Andrew, that was your thing.
Yep.
And that was a big bed.
Yep. It was a cast iron bed.
Yeah.
It wasn't no little
Picture.
IKEA bed frame. It was a twin size mattress on a cast iron bed.
Yeah.
And that was moved.
To me, that would be a little unsettling. Like I hung a picture and then the next morning it's in my bedroom, or we went out to eat and nothing's missing per se, but things are switched around. That would be unsettling. That starts happening with just different things. They'll put like silverware away, and then silverware will end up in their nightstand, or not their nightstand, like their dresser drawers.
Yeah, that reminds me. I don't remember what the story was. I'm not even going to go into it, but there's another story similar to this where this woman's repeatedly got home, got the groceries, put the groceries away, had one item left that went to the laundry room, put it in the laundry room, came back, and all the groceries were put back in the bag like she'd never put any of them away.
Oof. That's weird.
Happened 2 or 3 times. Just she'd come back into the room and all the groceries would be she never put any of them away.
Yeah.
It would be very annoying.
Yeah.
Stop it.
The next thing to start happening to this family is the lights begin to turn off and on randomly.
Bad electrical wiring.
Yeah. Yeah. So during this time, they're getting a little freaked out about everything. Lights start turning off and on in the middle of them having dinner. And most notably, when they begin to pray for their food, they weren't overly religious, but they did pray over their food. The lights would flicker, come off, come on, stay off for long periods of time, and then randomly come back on. Was weird. The next thing that happened was they had pools of water begin to appear on their floor, and where there was no pipes or nothing being spilled.
Weird.
It was dog peeing.
They didn't have a dog that I know of. They recall that they were sitting in their living room, and while they were sitting in their living room, just being a family, all of a sudden their carpet started to get soaked. Joe goes underneath the house to look at the piping. No pipes are burst. But up top, there's water, and he sees it dripping through. So this is when they're okay, no, we got something else going on here. We gotta have our neighbors look at this. And they bring some neighbors in, and they're like, we don't know what happened here. We don't know what's going on here. The next part, it always happens when they leave and come back. This one Andrew will enjoy. Furniture has been moved.
See.
And we know about Andrew's moving furniture. Like they would come in and the couch would be on, like if it was on one wall, it would be on the next. Just weird stuff. And they would walk in.
Not just like a little bit of movement.
No, like
the whole room's rearranged.
Yeah, like somebody came, moved the couch from one wall to the next.
What's happening is that this family is actually phasing through realities, and it's not that the stuff's moving, it's that they phased into a reality where this is how they arranged their house.
Yeah. So Joe, the father, has had enough at this point. He calls the police. The police show up and he says, somebody is breaking into my house and rearranging my furniture.
Someone broke in and moved my couch.
He told them everything. He told them about the water appearing, like the carpet soaking. He told them about the lights. He told them about the pictures. And the police did not take him serious.
The HOA really cares about feng shui. They really care about it.
He said, we went out to eat. We come back. And the couch and the furniture is rearranged and pictures are moved from one room to the next. Okay, sir. And the police, okay, sir. Is there anything stolen? And he's like, no. But sometimes things go missing and then they turn up randomly in other places. Cops don't really know what to do with that. Okay, nothing stolen. There's no crime here. But the kids are doing gymnastics in their heads of trying to figure out what's going on without trying to freak themselves out.
Yeah.
So Joe says, well, maybe one of us is playing tricks or one of the neighbors is playing tricks on us. We're going to get new locks just to make sure everything's good. Still keeps happening. So he's like, maybe somebody is sleepwalking. So he decides to stay up all night one night, and he stays up on the couch, and he said out of the corner of his eye, he felt like somebody was running down the hallway really quickly with his stuff. And he goes in the hallway and all his picture frames are like tilted.
Nice.
He's like, this is some weird stuff.
Goes back to the living room and the couch is gone.
Yeah, the couch is gone. Oh no.
So good.
So he's just like, I don't know what to do. He goes to the neighbors again. He goes and, by this time he's making a fuss out of it. One of the local reporters gets word of this and shows up at the house, and this is what the reporter suggests. He says, okay, I'm not part of your family.
It's balloons.
It's kangaroos, balloons,
Toads.
heffalumps.
Heffalumps.
That's such a fun word. He's like, okay, what we're going to do is you guys, me and Joe are going to go into the house, look at everything. I'm going to make mental notes of everything, write everything down. You guys are all going to leave for the night. And then tomorrow morning, we're going to come back together and we're going to open the house up and go in and see what happened. And I will sit outside in my car and make sure nobody's going in. So they do that. The family leaves. Next morning comes. Joe knocks on the guy's door because he's asleep in his car. So great. He was a real good watchman. They open up
Get him out of here.
They open up the house, and the reporter said, we opened it up. It felt really cold. And when we walked in, pictures began flying off the walls. Like, not just falling, but like flying 3 or 4 or 5 feet.
So that's when you burn the house, right? Claim that insurance money.
Yeah. And he says, nope, not dealing with this. You guys are crazy. I'm going to write an article about this and tell everybody about this. And he leaves. And Joe is like at his wit's end because they don't have a lot of money at this point.
They don't have ghost insurance.
Who are you going to call? Ghostbusters.
Didn't exist yet.
Not yet. That's the 80s, 90s?
80s.
Yeah. 20 years later. So again, heavy furniture begins moving without anybody touching it in their sight, like just moving. Family photographs were found ripped and slashed now, as if somebody's just like tearing them up.
They
throwing
really
them on the
don't
floor.
like this guy.
No, I guess not.
I mean, this ghost really doesn't like this family.
Yeah. So the kids and the mom report to the police that while Joe was away at work, they were in a room by themselves and they could hear heavy breathing as if somebody was right next to them. Yeah.
Excuse me, cops. We heard breathing.
Yeah.
Do something about it.
So they reported, hey, we turned around, we couldn't find anybody, but we heard heavy breathing as if it was somebody who had just like run a mile and then was standing right next to me. They don't know what to do. Eventually, the family just decides to call it Mr. Nobody. I guess they wanted to give it a name because they believed it was a spirit that was in the house and was maybe trapped there. The entity then seemed to focus entirely on their teenage daughter, Diane. And this is one area where people kind of look at it and they're like, oh, it's attached to her or whatever. But I think it was just to the family or the house. But they started bringing in investigators and ministers to bless the house or try to figure out whatever's going on. And people begin to realize, like, no, it really is focused on her because it's always her room that the stuff is moved now. It's always her room where she'll have things go missing or things fly across the room or whatever. And she was at one point pushed down the stairs. Now you can say she tripped, she fell, being dramatic, whatever. There was a point in time where she was sitting in the living room and then all of a sudden scratch marks came all over her arm. That was another weird one.
That's a common occurrence with, what happens. Paralysis.
At your house?
Sleep paralysis demons,
Yeah.
A lot of people get scratches and everything.
Yeah. One night she was sleeping, the whole family was sleeping. Joe hears a scream from Diane's room, runs in there, and reports seeing the bed shake violently while she's on the bed. So they think, okay, she's crazy.
Me too.
They find her being dragged upstairs, like visibly seen. An investigator actually saw that too, where they brought somebody in, and upon him coming in, Diane was walking down the stairs, and it looked like somebody grabbed her shoulders or arms and was pulling her back up. So that was a weird one. So obviously after that, word begins to really spread. The neighbors obviously are very concerned, so they're like always watching the house. They report while they were away at some points that they could see figures moving in and out of the house, like, if they had a
The
window.
shadow.
Yeah.
Of
And this is where the Black Monk comes in, because every time that people would see something, they said it looked like a guy in a robe that was like a monk in a big black robe. And then they had other people just randomly show up wanting to disprove it, and they would leave saying, no, that's real. That's a real thing. Police were constantly there. Police officers arrived expecting to, well, we're just going to go in and whatever, figure it out. But according to reports, one officer did witness objects moving without anyone touching them. And it freaked him out so much that he drew his gun in the house and started pointing it at everything. So he wasn't very much help. And they officially declared the house haunted, and people began raising money to help them move out of the house. So they couldn't explain anything. They had the Catholic Church come in. Catholic Church, what are they called? The father, the priest, couldn't do anything. He said he went in, felt very uneasy, tried to bless the place, throw holy water on stuff, and it was as if he was in Satan's living room. So he left, couldn't do anything. Journalists, researchers, photographers, they all showed up getting different pictures and saying that they could find. See, a ghost almost took his bottle from him. But everybody agreed pretty much that there was a tall figure, dark, wearing robes.
Tall, dark, and handsome.
Yeah, basically describing Jeremy in a nutshell.
No.
According to the last podcast, allegedly and reportedly, you are 7'8", I think.
Side note, I had to tell you the same thing that I told Andrew. I've never heard this before, but people think Adam was really large, like tall.
Like a giant?
And some people say he was 60 cubits tall.
Whoa.
Which is 90 feet.
Bro. What? So he was looking down at little like tigers like...
Not happening.
It's like, I've never heard this in my life.
Not happening.
Sorry, you just...
That's crazy. Oh, man. So they declared it officially haunted. Other people saw this monk. Investigators, to this day, every once in a while, it'll still pop up where they'll say they see flying objects. They've got video of flying objects in rooms.
Does this house still stand?
I think so.
This incident, this house, is one of the only incidents that prosecutors or whatever can legally point to.
Yeah.
When it comes to paranormal activities.
Yeah. It's quite a thing when the government actually says, okay.
Yeah, it's haunted.
Yep. Just don't go there no more.
Don't call us, it's haunted.
Yeah. Leave, people, please leave. So people are still visiting the place on 30 East Drive in Yorkshire, and people are still finding stuff. So,
Andrew, you want to go on trips? I'll tell you want to go visit.
Yeah,
I can pass on
let's
the
do
old
a
house.
Let's do a podcast in there.
I'm okay.
And if we just start levitating or moving, hey, it is what it is. It is what it is.
Good content.
It would be great content. You ever seen a floating
You're
podcast?
In the middle of talking, and your microphone just starts to go, hey, come back.
We're not done yet. But the Pritchard family, they moved away. They wanted nothing to do with it. But to this day, you can still look it up, find things that are still happening with it, 60 years later, and it's still haunted. I'd say that's bona fide proof of the other side. Who is the Black Monk, though? I don't know. But we're going to find out on episode 200.
We're going to go ask him his name. What's your name, sir?
I'm the Black Monk. But don't go around looking for evil, because it's out there, I suppose.
Evil will find you.
Yeah. You didn't choose this life. This life chose you. But that's about all I've got, fellers. Is there anything Andrew wants to add?
Be safe out there.
No,
Don't.
you.
What?
You said be safe. I said no, you.
Oh. No, you.
But you're the one going to Japan.
I am.
Yeah, that's true.
I is. So y'all be safe. Y'all have fun. Demons are real.
Don't forget to listen to the episode when you're not here, Andrew.
Demons are real, and government is corrupt.
Real. Demons are real. The government is real.
Don't believe either one of them.
Yep. But that's all I've got, Jeremy.
Yep.
All right. That's going to do it for us here.
Yes, sir.
In full testament.
Yes, sir.
Andrew's got to go to bed, so we are going to say goodbye. Goodbye.
Goodbye. See you in 3 weeks.
Peace. Not us, though. We'll see you next week with the guest.
Yes, sir.